I think I look a little bit at the time and in terms of also wrapping this up. But maybe I can give. I want to give every one of the panelists maybe 1 minute to respond and give a 1 minute final statement. But I want to do, because I have also one question which I find very interesting, which I can see here on the chat, and that is what is the role of the local industry association? So what do we see as the cluster associations or the industry associations moving forward to promote the circular economy, including remanufacturing? So because I'm not very innovative, so can I just go the same sequence as we did before? So Michael, can I give you 1 minute to give a final thought and maybe what industry associations and so could do?
Yes, I'm just trying to shut on the video. Thank you, René.
Yes.
It was once again most interesting, and I've learned a lot. So I got everything I was expecting from the webinar. Thank you very much. The only thing I would add, I don't know about the role of business organizations, but I think India is about to face a major change in its consumer structure. If we believe the figures, the middle class of India, which at the moment is about the size of Germany, is about to become the size of the whole population of Europe. And so if you believe that people who reach the same level of affluence tend to have similar taste, I think this notion that we don't want we don't want disposable stuff anymore is something that is a clear indication that the Indians of the future, and I'm talking 2030, it's tomorrow, the Indians of the future will have this same sense that they don't want something that will eventually end up in the backyard or the river. So I think it's a matter of anticipating this change in customer preference. I think it will happen thanks to policies, but also despite policies. In a way, we should certainly accompany and expedite that transition. But I would tend to believe that quite naturally, the more people get informed about the environmental impacts of their consumption, they will quickly tend to converge to the same level of dislike for non-durable solutions that we see very clearly in Europe at the moment. So it started by a ban on plastic for us, but I would not surprise that one-use products get banned in more and more sectors in the very near future. So my point is, of course, there is a role for policy and incentives, either positive incentives or getting rid of perverse incentives. But in the long run, I think it's just a matter of consumer preference. And I believe we better anticipate that. And as a smart and responsible business, such as those represented in the room and CII, I think it's already happening. So I'm rather confident.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Michael. I think you're pointing on to the consumers taking a different approach to this and really starting to demand alternatives would be one of the things of which Nandini was earlier referring to as the pull factor. So then, Nandini, can I ask you to come in for a final thought?
Absolutely. So this pull factor, I think, is the basis, in my opinion, and in our opinion at CII. And so, you know, at this confluence of science, policy, and business, we have floated an alliance. We feel that it is important perhaps to float platforms and alliances through which we can bring about changes at both levels, at industrial level to actually internalize it, and at the consumer level. So the alliance that we've proposed and perhaps mentioned to you called BRACE, we are proposing and that we've made out a concept note for, looks to working on these principles, creating a large awareness through industry, right from the macro level, the firm level, and down to the consumer. And in fact, you could even raise it beyond the firm level to a regional, global level. So it's very ambitious, but this is the kind of structure. If you need the pull, you need to get the consumer to understand that it's cool to look at something that's remanufactured or repaired, and it's not a stigma or something that you can't do because you haven't got money.
Yes. Thank you very much. I go to Tata Motors, to Virendar and Lalit. Any thoughts from your side?
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I think from industry association point of view, there should be some center of excellence, as also was echoed by Mr. Sushil Kumar, for remanufacturing, for promoting the ecosystem, for promoting the remanufacturing technology. So that sort of thing will surely help to create the pull among the customer, among the society. That is all what we can think of. And but that will be incomplete without any governmental support also. So that is there.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I go to Mr. Sushil Kumar from the Association of Ludhiana Machine Tools Industries.
So I have commented on that first of all, Lily. So association should work from training children to supply the supply chain. Whatever product we produce, we have to work upon the what the new children are coming for that or not coming for that. So my thinking is that we should have some institutes from diploma institute should be there just on pattern of CTR. So that have been reduced in our country, and ITIs have been ITIs are also very good, not working efficiently nowadays. So if associations, there are some excellency centers for particular jobs. Excellency centers are required for particular jobs. So the associations, the already running, already involved in that particular product should be taken together with them.
Okay, thank you very much. So also a little bit on the showing in centers of excellence and in demonstrating this. So that's very good. Mr. Mehra, from Invest India perspective, what is your?
Yes. Thank you very much, René.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much to all speakers. For me also, this has been a great learning experience. And of course, notwithstanding the complexity and definitional issues regarding what remanufacturing is, it's amply clear that this is a sector that we need to definitely focus on. I think at a very high level, there is exceptional policy clarity in India in terms of ensuring natural resource security. Today it was discussed when the Honorable Prime Minister met Mr. John Kerry that India is one of the few countries which is on target to achieve its NDC goals, and one of the few large countries whose energy pathways are consistent with sub-2-degree temperature rise. We have the national biodiversity targets. We have, in fact, one of the few countries which has a resource efficiency policy being discussed and being implemented. So I think that high-level policy clarity needs to be translated to on-ground action. And like Vandana ma'am mentioned, we'll definitely carry the message to all of our sectoral teams that within the manufacturing sectors, we need to start looking at remanufacturing as a possible.
I think we have a.
Hello, I'm so sorry.
You dropped out.
When I speak, it's jinxed. I've been listening all this while and it doesn't get disconnected, but whenever I speak, it goes for 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. So I was just saying that I'll carry the message to all of our sectoral teams to look at remanufacturing as a special opportunity. It is a opportunity with multiple benefits, not only to increase investment, but also to ensure our natural resource security, right? Something we need to really secure if we have to go towards our dream of a $5 trillion economy, number one. And second point I'd like to mention is that through our Waste to Wealth mission, right now we've been, like I mentioned, focused a lot on technologies that address legacy waste, which is also in some.
And we're having a problem there. So, Swapan, are you back there? Okay, it seems like we have lost Mr. Mehra, but I think it's clear that we need to look also at the legacy waste and points which are being addressed there. So that concludes the round of the panelists. I don't know where. Vandana, would you like to add a point, a comment on that? If there's anything which springs to your mind right now?
again echo what Swapan was saying a little earlier, that the high-level policy clarity needs to be translated into action on ground. And that's something that I would be very, very keen to contribute to. So let's start working.
Sorry,
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. I think that wraps, from my perspective, I think it's very clear that the high-level policy guidance or directional vision is there, but needs to be translated. I think specifically on remanufacturing, there's a degree of curiosity and interest in this, so we can't quite capture it that easily, but that should be translated, and maybe some of the work that some would refer to as uncovering examples which exist and which can explain on how this can be operationalized, and then maybe a center of excellence or some demonstration activities could be useful in this regard. So I will close from UNIDO's side. So thank you, Invest India, thank you, DPIIT, thank you also to Recreate, and then I hand over to Rajiv to formally close today's proceedings. Rajiv,
and so sorry,
for you to
apologies
close.
from my side. I've taken all notes and I'll follow up, René. Thank you so much. Apologies for the network issue.
Yes. Okay, Rajiv, for you.
Thank you very much, René, and thank you to all the panelists, to Invest India and UNIDO for your partnership, and Dr. Kumar for joining us. I'm very excited to see that there is an enthusiasm broadly in terms of exploring this in a meaningful way. I won't take up too much of your time here, but in terms of next steps, and I'm just going to quickly share my screen. I think there's great utility in learning from those that have gone before us. And so tomorrow, let me see if hopefully you're able to see the flyer on screen. Can somebody let me know if you can?
It might come, but you can continue to talk. I guess it's
okay. So when it does, so tomorrow, from the standpoint of engaging a broader community of stakeholders, we're having a conversation. It's a webinar at 4:30 p.m. with Michael Bucki mentioned David Fitzsimons, who's the director of the European Remanufacturing Council. And the council in particular has committed to expanding the size of the European remanufacturing industry by threefold in the next 10 years. So, and they have been doing this for a number of years. So there's utility in terms of engaging with those that have already participated and created strong policy levers and mechanisms in place, as well as another person joining the panel discussion tomorrow will be Jorien de Ruyter, who's the director of remanufacturing events in Amsterdam, a part of RAI Amsterdam, which is a large organization that hosts industry events and expos. And she has a bird's eye view of how remanufacturing has evolved, especially recently in the last couple of decades in China, which has really kind of taken a significant interest and investment there. So I think there's, from our perspective, our central goal being to advance remanufacturing, we want to engage broadly with the stakeholder base, both in India and around the world. So hopefully you can join us then. Thank you again very much to UNIDO and Invest India and DPIIT for coming together for this event. It's been a dream of ours to get to this stage, and we're excited about where we can go from here. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and have a nice rest of the day, rest of remanufacturing day, and I hope we meet more on discussing this exciting topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.